got through watching Jose Rayo Valenzuela versus Edwin Santos. Took place Saturday night, and this was the first fight that Rayo got put on his ass as far as loss as well. And I wouldn't say he deserved it, but he was talking spicy about Isaac Cruz, about the fighters, about Tank, whoever. He just thought he was just this monster of a man. Okay, and sometimes, man, when you talk like that before fights, man, you get humbled. Especially if you really ain't really been fighting nobody or nothing like that, where you feel so confident in your abilities, and you see how quick things could definitely change. He said that Isaac Cruz, I remember he said Isaac Cruz was scared to fight him. He said he senses fear in his heart. Bro, Isaac Cruz will straight pulverize this dude, man. He will pulverize this kid, man. No questions asked. I think damn near a lot of people at 135 will destroy this kid, man. Michel Rivera will outbox him, probably stop him. Tank Davis annihilates him. Isaac Cruz destroys him. Devin Haney outboxes him and chops him down. Ryan Garcia whoops him. That would be interesting to see how that would play out, because their styles, as far as their height is almost similar, and they both have power. But Ryan Garcia, I believe he got the edge in the power. He definitely got the speed edge. So I got Ryan Garcia whooping him too. And it was a hilarious. That was one of the funniest knockouts of the year, man. My man Legs, he was doing that Zab Judas shit after Zab got laid down by Koskazoo. He was doing the same thing almost, man. When he kept getting up, he was still in the game. He still was a live dog for a moment, man, until you ain't a live dog no more. And the Santos kid was coming in there hungry. He did manage to knock him down in the third round, though. But it looked like that knockdown that Rayo did against Santos sparked something in him, woke him up. He turned into an absolute savage. And he had Rayo on the ropes all through the fight, hitting him with the same jab. He was hurting him the whole 3 rounds. El Rayo was hurt the whole fight. The whole fight, man. But what's next for Rayo? I mean, he's going to take a step back now. But that's what happens when you lose fights. If he focused, man, he should be able to bounce back from it. I mean, he's still like a prospect. I think he only had 12 wins before this happened. But man, sometimes, man, when you get knocked out in that fashion, and in an embarrassing fashion or whatever, especially after you talk a lot of crap. See, when you talk a lot of shit, when you start becoming a shit talker before a fight or anything like that, and then you get into the the next time you get in the ring and fight, and then you get your ass whooped. I mean, beat from pillar to post. That's a different kind of loss, man. It's kind of like with, we know Blair Cobbs, you talk a lot of shit, and then, he got his ass whooped by Alexis Roca. But then he came back, he bounced back and redeemed himself against Maurice Hooker. He needed that. That is something that Rayo is going to need when it's his turn. It might be a little different for Blair Cobbs because he's a little bit more established than Rayo is, but Rayo, from to lose in that fashion this early on ain't good, but he needed. I guess he had to get humble, man. And listen, man, I'm not one, like I said, I ain't one to really laugh at somebody losing. I just think it was funny the way this shit looked. It was hilarious. That shit was so cartoonish, man. My man Leg was all over. Man, he got the first knockdowns. I can't even remember how many times this motherfucker got knocked down in that fight. I think at least 4 or 5 times, I think. In 3 rounds, I have to go back and watch it, man. But he was getting beat up, man. It was almost like, like when you're growing up, you got 2 kids, your mom say, hey, you better fight that. You better fight that motherfucker. You better get in there and fight. And you get to fighting this motherfucker when you little, and he start whooping your ass. Everybody like, man, if you don't whoop his ass, I'm gonna whoop your ass. It looked like that. It looked like he was in the schoolyard, and Somebody put him up to fight him for whatever reason. Like, oh man, he's bothering my seat. He like he tried to defend a girl or something or something like that. He got in there and got his ass whooped. I mean, he got stunned to the point where he started shelling up and started getting beat to the body. He kept throwing it. He kept telegraphing. He was doing that same punch like Rolly be throwing. You know how like they throw their shoulder back, and you can see the punch coming. You can see the punch coming every time. That's the first time he got knocked down, I believe, because he kept throwing his weird ass left, and it was leaving him like he'll throw it and miss, and then leave him all out of position. Luckily that Santos wasn't sharp enough to capitalize on that, because he would have definitely got knocked out cold by somebody else, like a Tank or somebody like that. Tank would catch a whim of that and knock him out cold. But Santos was catching him in between shots, hitting him, waiting for him to throw that awkward ass telegraph punch that he kept throwing this whole fight, and then he clipped him. You know, he got a lot to learn. Rayo got a lot to learn, man. I seen comments, people saying he need to leave Benavidez Senior and get a real trainer. I don't know. You know what I mean? Is it him, or is it just the way Rayo is? That's how he gonna fight. You know, remember I kept telling you about Ryan Garcia. He got these flaws, and you'll figure, you know, Reynoso and them should have worked on those flaws and stuff, right? But he still have them. He look a little bit more like he's sharpened up a little bit, but he still have them same flaws. Maybe that's just him. It's something that probably can be fixed. That's the thing I be telling y'all about Deontay Wilder. The same thing. He can train all he want, but if he used to fighting a certain way, he gonna revert right back to that shit, man. It's gonna take a lot of fights for him to get the memory, the muscle memory, and to be like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to keep my hand here, and I see the punch coming or whatever. And then Rayo's jab is not even the best jab either. His jab is kind of mediocre, man. It's not the best at all. So Santos, man, this gave him it's sparking a lot of confidence in Santos. You know, good little 3-round scrap though. At least Rayo did manage to get a knockdown in the fight, which is cool. But man, he got to start humbling himself, man. Stop talking shit about other fighters until you redeem yourself from this, and then you become the man and you start brushing it up on your skills, bro. Because I'm telling you, the top dudes will smoke him, man. They'll smoke him. You know, that's why I guess the prospect's supposed to grow. You know, they give them certain levels of competition, but see, this was his awakening. This was his wake-up call, because this was a replacement fight. So he got what he asked for, man. That's what it is. But shout out nonetheless to Rayo. He ain't quit. You know, that's the thing I like about fighters, when they don't quit. You in combat sports, you sign up for it, get in there, you put it on the show, man. That's what it is. And shout out to Santos for getting the win. We'll see what's next for both of these dudes. Rayo going to go back to the drawing board. Definitely needs some work. Santos, I would like to see him scrap it up with Isaac Cruz. I like to see him start, I like to see that, him scrapping with Isaac Cruz or like a Richard Comey, and then I guess eventually step it up to like a Lomachenko, Tank, Tank. I don't even like adding Tank in a lot of this shit with these dudes, because y'all know, man, he ain't fighting nobody, man. But anyway, this your boy Rebel Light Boxing, man. Y'all like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Drop a comment, let me know what you thought about this fight. I will catch y'all in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.